All right, hello. Um, my okay, all right. My name is Raymond Bruce Shannon, and I am in Whispering Hills, Louisville, Kentucky. Um, and well, I've been thinking about a lot of not okay. Well, public domain. I made a video earlier about public domain. It is what the public is and what the public knows and um, what can be found in the public. Everything that is public domain is um, is the the plays that we actualize. The plays that we actualize. An actor actualizes. Do you get what I'm saying? An actor um, acts. All right, and people are something like actors. They play things out. Um, all the lines that we use, all the things that we find in common, a lot of it is found in the public domain. Um, things that everything within the culture of English probably would know about. Dracula, Santa Claus, or even the Nutcracker, possibly, or Frankenstein, or Frankenstein's monster, or even the older one, or the Wizard of Oz, or Disney princesses. Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Rapunzel. I don't know if they are, but I'm pretty sure Cinderella is, but I'm not sure. But there is a, you know, but there we are. I might say the Wolf Man, but it's there too, and the Gingerbread Man. Um, Little Red Riding Hood may be there. But there is a lot of popular ones that are right there. A lot of popular ideas. Peter Pan. Um, so what I wanted to say, I guess, was about what's happening within the public domain. Now, I don't know where it is found within the public domain or within the culture of English, but it is also but it's there. Um, every book has a club. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Every book in the public domain has um, a thing. It has strings, I guess, attached to people, and attached to words, and attached to types of things that make things happen. Like there's no place like home. Now that's something that might catch the ear of someone who knows about the Wizard of Oz, and it is not anyone's intellectual property. It is within the public domain. So let's see. So I guess so. Yeah. Uh, or Dracula. He might say something like, "I have come to suck your blood." You know, that's something a vampire might say. Because I think Dracula is associated with vampires, or might be a vampire. I haven't read the original because, people, a lot of things get said, but it's not always what it is. My teeth, but like like Frankenstein. Uh huh. There we are. Yeah, like Frankenstein. Like when I was little, it was Frankenstein. Uh, but later I learned it was Frankenstein's monster. I didn't know that when I was little. I thought Frankenstein was the monster, but it was Frankenstein who made the monster. I think it was Dr. Frankenstein. So there we are. Um, So yeah, public domain, sections of English. Um, so yeah, and I was going through the public domain, and I guess I just wanted to see one of them, and one of them was called First Love, and it was about someone talking about their first love with someone, I think, uh, or something like that, and there was a person that fell in love young, and didn't I guess had many loves or something like that, or it wasn't a big deal, and there might have been another character where it was a setup between two people and they fell in love. Um, but first love, that's an interesting thing, because it is when um, within the culture of English, there's something called first love. People talk about it like it exists, like a first love. Now, it's interesting. It's it's so I don't even know if it even existed before the book. Was it something that was written about and then acted out, or was it something that was acted out and written? I'm not sure, but it definitely got organized in the book called First Love, and then it became public domain. It was written in like the 1800s, and 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 I heard of your first love, or the term first love within my years. So yeah, it's a pretty it's a concept, that lasted from the 1800s and maybe even before to now. So yeah, I think that's a car alarm, I think. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Um, so yeah, I, the culture of English is interesting. Um, you will find, I think I might have said it, but you will find all the public domain books within the culture of the English. I don't know if they always intersect, because vampires and werewolves might not get along, and so they may be very separate, and they might not know about each other. Um, it's um, it's interesting. Um, and and also Frankenstein and the townspeople, they might not know about each other, but they are there within the culture of English and within the public domain. Now, so 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 yeah, so the public domain, yeah, so the public domain, so yeah, the public the public domain is very it's a very interesting place to be in, because there's no intellectual property. It is everyone's thing. It is something that everyone uses. So it's like it's just what everyone is doing or actualizing, just because it exists, just because it's out there. So it's hard. I guess it's at least at this point in time, at least in this point in time, it's hard to even avoid this type of thing. Um, it's just too um, well. It's too. I guess it's its own thing. It's like every one of the public domain books, I said before, has its own um, culture within the culture of the English. within the culture of English. It has its own space, and sometimes they are in each other's space, but it has its own thing going on. It has its own culture. So I guess it's just what we are all using. And there's a lot of books and a lot of ideas that you think authors aren't scientists, or you think they're just like authors that sure they write, but these ideas, it's what everyone, I guess, finds out about, or what everyone I suppose connects with or uses to connect. And I think that's I think that's interesting, I guess. So yeah, I guess I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Raymond Bruce Shannon, and I am in Louisville, Kentucky, in Whispering Hills. So so yeah, there you are. So so yeah. And I guess this is another this is another video I'm making about public domain, or something like that. So there we are.